What's up, guys? Today's video is on comping rental properties in Knoxville, Tennessee, or your local market. If you are a landlord, property manager, or just someone interested in real estate and wanting to look at their first deal and understand what to price their rental at, this is the video for you. We're going to look at 3 strategies that I use to attack the market and understand what your rental should be priced at. With rentals, it is so tough to understand what is going on in the market unless you have a significant amount of rentals or you know people that do that can help you out. So this video is meant for those that just are a little lost on what to do and how to price a rental. And honestly, you might learn that you're underpriced or even overpriced. So stick around, watch me comp one of our rentals in front of us, and we will learn together. We're going to take a look at 4712 Plymouth Road. This is Rentometer. It's a great website to use. It's something that's very inexpensive. I actually pay about $100 a year, and it gives me all of this data you're seeing in front of you. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, which they're telling us the average is just over $2,000. I will go over what I personally think it can rent for at the end, but this is just raw data that they're using. They get this from people going into Rentometer and just informing the website what their personal property is getting leased at. And I think it also pulls a little bit of what Zillow is asking for rent on other units. So it can come off as a somewhat high. The second way to comp a rental, and it's an additional data point, would be Zillow Rent. I just go shopping. I just say, okay, let's see what a 4-bedroom, even 1 bath gets me. 4 beds is kind of a rare type of rental, so I like to see all options for bathrooms, so whether that be 1 bath or even up to 4. So this is a rental that looks very similar to ours and is as close as can be on the market geographically. So this one's been up for 135 days and only had 2 applications. So the likelihood that that is going to have somebody qualify for that and be a strong tenant is pretty low. So $2,400 for that 4-bed, 3-bath, 1,800 square foot unit is probably too high for the market, being that it's almost been up for 4 months. We're going to keep looking around. Let's check out this one. So this is a new build. So this one's just under 2,400, 4-bed, 3-bath, 1,600. So a little smaller, but very nice rental. Been up 44 days, not very many contacts again. So I can see the market shifting a little bit, but at the same time, seasonally, we're in winter. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves on predicting too much. So as you can see, this one's just way too high, 2,600, 135 days, 29 contacts. That's pretty good, getting 29 people to reach out, but still a lot of shoppers. As your rent increases, your expectation for rental rates is in, anything over $2,000, people have a lot of options. So this 5 days, 3 applications, 12 contacts. You can see this one's priced right. $1,800, that's got to be your floor for 4 bedrooms at this point in Knoxville. I think that one could go for higher, especially by how much activity is going on right now, just in the first couple days. Let's take a look at what we have in our options here on the right. Let's see what's the highest thing on market. Like if I had all the money in the world, what could I rent? Oh, okay, so that's a mansion. So this is the peak of what you can get in the market. So if you had $6,000, I'd live here too. And honestly, you might look at this as actually a better deal than buying it potentially. Whoever has this for rent, it's very interesting. No down payment, just probably a security deposit of $6,000 and $6,000 first month's rent. So $12,000 move in, and strong credit can get you quite a nice house. Let's take a look at some of these others that are a little lower price. So that's $1,700 for a 4-bedroom, 1,300 square foot. It's a little rougher area. 57 days, 129 contacts. That property should be rented by now, being that it had like 24 applications. It's pretty old house, and that's why it's $1,700. So that'll get rented. That should be rented already, to be honest. So the final thing that I do is actually go through our own portfolio. So I actually wrote down here went through it myself. Our rentals that are 4 bedrooms, these are the 5 that we have, because 4 bedrooms are pretty rare. And so we have one at $2,000, $2,100, $2,300, an $1,800, and a $3,250. So those 5 give me a combined average of $2,290. So if we were to go back and take a look previous in the video when I showed you rentometer, the rentometer was actually a little low on projections, but that's just because of geographic territory. Being over on the east side of Knoxville, rent is a little lower there because to acquire a good tenant in that area, it just takes a little bit lower price to get that demand and supply to match. So our rentometer for that property, I'm just kind of sourcing it right now. Rentometer is saying that it should on average get $2,061. Our portfolio over the entire geographic area of Knoxville is getting $2,290 on average for 4 beds. Now that is a pretty good number to know that if I had this client asking me what this property could rent for, I'd be closer to that probably closer to the 2,000 than the 2,300 I have here, just being that it's in a lower demand area. But as you can see on the rentometer, the 75th percentile, the people that are paying the peak in the market are almost up to 2,500, but the data is pulling from pretty far away geographically, which is why it's giving you that higher 75th percentile. And as an investor, you would not want to pencil any deal where it has to hit that number. You'd prefer it to be able to hit on average or even the median, which is the most frequent number that they see on a lease compared to the average number that flows from the low and the high end. So again, really 4 beds, I go 2,000 and over. That's my goal always. Sometimes you go a little lower. Our 1,800, that's a mobile home. So it's just a different type of asset, and that's going to dictate the price being lower than these single family homes. You're probably still asking yourself, what does 4712 Plymouth Road rent for? Our portfolio data shows that we could rent it for $2,290. The rentometer says that it should rent for $2,061. And when we went shopping, I felt as an applicant or tenant looking for a place to stay and sign a lease that I could find something like this for $2,000 if I shopped hard enough. If I take those 3 numbers, the 2,290, the 2,061, and the 2,000, I get an average rental rate of $2,117, which is accounting for the shopping, Zillow and apartments.com, the rentometer tool, and our private portfolio data, which I think gives a very strong pencil to know that this will rent for $2,117. Thanks for taking time to watch this video. I'm still working on editing. I'm still working on the flow. I appreciate if you subscribe below. I'm a Knoxville property manager. I own Stonebrook Properties. I currently manage 188 rentals, and I would love to help you along your investment journey.